Welcome to Spotlight Torrance, where we're exploring your city. I'm your host, Shannon Murphy. Thanks for joining us. Now today, I'm at Wilson Park, where we're gonna go for a ride. What kind of ride? Just wait and see. We're here in downtown Torrance at Foster's Freeze. Doesn't get any better than this. We're here at the Torrance Farmers Market. That's right, we're going for a train ride, thanks to the Southern California Live Steamers. But it's not just any train ride. These are detailed replicas that are exactly like the real things, only smaller. And who better to give us a quick overview than the president of Southern California Live Steamers, Tim Brothers.
Well, Southern California Live Steamers, we're a nonprofit group that runs miniature locomotives with cars, and we give free train rides to the public. The club started back in about 1946, and we came over here from Lomita. We hadn't given public rides, and it was a little group of people that run their locomotives, and you could only have so much fun just riding around by yourself. But once we came over here in 1987, it changed the fact that we had of really having a lot of fun giving the ride. So we're actually giving back to the community, and we really enjoy running our equipment and giving the train rides to all the kids and the parents. And I really think the parents enjoy the train rides more than the kids sometimes.
It's great. You have it open for anyone to come. It's free to ride, but you obviously depend on donations to keep everything running.
We do, and we get very generous donations, but it really is not enough to make everything happen what you see. But it does augment our expenses, and we really enjoy doing this so much that some of our own members they dig very deeply in their pockets to keep everything running.
So thanks, Tim. Can't wait to get out there and take a ride around the tracks. It's going to be a lot of fun. Before we do that, why don't you take a quick break, check out this restaurant, Cilantro Grill, that Jennifer Hu is going to tell you all about.
Growing up in Mexico, Mara Archindia always watched her grandmother and mother create their special recipes in the kitchen. When she was 8 years old, she made her very first batch of Mexican rice.
From there on, I think I was always interested in cooking and baking, and watching my mother, I think it was the greatest gift I ever had from her.
Having her own restaurant where she could share old family recipes was something she always dreamed about, but never thought would become reality.
Because her cooking is phenomenal, and she loves to cook, and I told her people like that. And I told her, if you cook, I'm sure we could open up a restaurant, and that'd be a really good idea.
With help and encouragement from her loved ones, Archindia opened Cilantro Mexican Grill 2 years ago. With this restaurant, there's no need for locals to cross the southern border for a bite into authentic Mexican food. Mara gives her guests a true taste of Mexico by preparing each dish fresh every day.
She bakes everything, she cooks everything at the moment. Nothing is reheated overnight or anything. She cooks it all in the same day.
One dish that Archindia says her customers always rave about is the volcano burrito that's topped off with her special red pineapple salsa.
People like it because it's everything in there. You don't need to add anything, from the side. It has double meat, it has guacamole, sour cream, cheese.
Other popular items on the menu include fresh horchata, pineapple and strawberry tamales, carnita tacos, chorizo taco shots, and a tasty dessert flan.
I love a variety of flavor. It depends from ceviche to tacos or to just regular carnitas and shrimp cocktail. So everything here is delicious.
With plenty of options on the menu and Archindia's skill in the kitchen, customers that come with an appetite for authentic Mexican cuisine will be sure to leave completely satisfied. For Spotlight Torrance, I'm Jennifer Hu.
Taste the unique and authentic flavors at Cilantro Mexican Grill, located at 3879 Pacific Coast Highway. Come in for their Taco Tuesday special or any day of the week from 10 a.m. to 8:30 p.m. You can also call them at 310-375-0241. Back at Wilson Park, smiles grow each time a train passes by in anticipation of a ride. Before it was time to board our train, we caught up with the Vice President of Southern California Live Steamers, Phil Cohen to tell us more about the group and its great history. Phil, I know we're going to be in for a great day today, taking a ride out on all these awesome looking trains back here. Now, Live Steamers has been around for, 25 years in Torrance?
We've been around. This is our 26th year, actually. We just had our 25th anniversary when Torrance had its 100th.
Oh, wow.
When we celebrated the centennial was our 25th at the park here.
So I know it's gone through a lot of changes throughout the years. Why don't you just tell us a little bit about how it was in the beginning to how it is today?
Well, I wasn't here, but I've seen pictures of it. 25 years ago, this was an empty lot, kind of a dump, actually. Certain areas maybe still are, but no, it was nothing here. No trees, no plants, no tracks. They leveled the land. They put in the berms. They planted all the plants that you see back here. Every tree, every bush was planted by the members back then. They installed a 40-foot tunnel made out of water culvert, 6-foot diameter culvert. We've put in about 8,000 feet of track today, a little over 8,000 feet, and we've got another 1,000, 1,500 feet planned for the next few months. So we keep growing, and our aim is to give the best ride we can, and we know how hard it is these days with Disneyland costing $100 a person. We're free. We do accept donations, however, and hopefully people will do that, but we don't require it.
Sure.
But we're very fortunate to be in Torrance. We have a great community. They're very supportive. Our city council and the mayor's office have always been very supportive, and the parks department is fantastic, and they really help us out.
I know a lot of these trains, they're hand-built, and they can take quite a bit of time to build. I think you were telling me it could be from 2 years to 20 years.
That's true. Some trains go together very quickly. Some of the steam trains can be a life's work, depending on how detailed you want. I've been working on mine for the past 2 years, off and on, and probably another year to go. Kelly Smith, who you'll see his Blue Line train, it took him over 20 years to get that completed, and it's a true labor of love. It has to be.
I was looking at some of the trains earlier. They're so detailed, so precise. Is it a lot of upkeep that needs to be done on them?
Oh, tremendous amount of upkeep. The diesel trains aren't too bad, a little bit of wax and a little oil here and there. The steam trains, they are real steam trains, they're just small. And so for every hour of operation, you're probably looking at 2 hours of cleanup. So the folks that ran the steam train here probably won't get out until late tonight.
Wow. So Phil, is it more fun to build them or to ride them, or both?
Well, I'm still building mine, so I'll let you know.
Okay.
No, it is definitely a labor of love,
yeah.
And you have to be fully committed to it because it is a big undertaking.
Sure.
And it's not cheap, but it can be very, very rewarding. And I think the biggest thing is seeing the smiles on the kids' faces when they see the big trains coming into the station.
It sounds like a great time for everyone to come down, have some fun during the summer. If you want to have some more fun in the summer, we're going to take you to movies in the park. Jennifer Hewitt was just out at Victor Park for the first one in the series. Check it out.
People usually watch movies at theaters or in the comfort of their own home, but the city of Torrance likes to do it a little differently.
We're here for our first summer movie in the park for 2013. As you can see behind me, there's a giant inflatable screen, and once it gets dark, we start showing a movie out here under the stars.
Watching a movie outdoors may have been something people did years ago, but the city decided to bring this old tradition back in 2007, and it's been a hit ever since.
Technology got much better for the screen, the sound, the picture. It's terrific outside. And we have all these beautiful parks. Why not use them for an outdoor event in the summer when it's nice and warm at night?
Victor Park filled up with about 400 people who are ready to watch the 1971 classic of Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory in old-fashioned style.
It looks like it's going to be fun. We get to watch a movie, and a lot of my friends are coming today.
It's just something fun to do, and it's free.
It's always a good time to come out here and see a movie and good old-fashioned fun.
Fun was exactly what the event was all about. To get the evening started, Thayer performed old sing-along songs in front of the crowd to heighten the excitement of young audiences before the sunset.
A Pizza Hut, Kentucky Fried Chicken, and a Pizza Hut.
Once darkness settled into the sky, visitors were finally able to experience what it was like to watch a movie beneath the stars. For Spotlight Torrance, I'm Jennifer Hua.
Movies in the Park takes place every last Saturday of the month through August. Ratatouille will be playing at Hickory Park on July 27th, and Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs will be showing at Paradise Park on August 31st. The event is free and is open to people of all ages. For more information, you can visit torranceca.gov.
All aboard!
We were happy to oblige and quickly aboarded the California Pacific Steam Train. And this is an actual steam train that we're riding on right now. And our good buddy Phil is with us for the ride. He's going to tell us a little bit about it.
Howdy. Right now we're approaching the ball fields along our Crenshaw line. And this is about a 2,500-foot piece of track that runs along the south side of Wilson Park from our compound all the way to Crenshaw Boulevard. And it's a work in progress. We've partially single track and partially double track. And we have a turntable in the middle. And we will be building a turntable at the far end so that we can turn trains around that are slightly larger.
This is a nice ride. You said it takes about 25 minutes? Is that right?
It's about a 25-minute ride from the time you take off at the station till the time you arrive back. And we go at an average of 3 miles an hour. Nice safe speed.
You mentioned it doesn't actually do a loop. It's a straight out and straight back.
This particular leg is a straight out and straight back. We have a turntable that's used to turn the engine around and reconnect it to the train and pull it the other way. All the passengers are asked to stand up, turn around, and sit down again.
After the straightaway, we continue the ride through the grounds. We head through a tunnel, past other trains, railroad crossings, and much more before we make it back to the station for the next group to hop on for this great ride. With all the hard work that goes into running the trains, it's easy to get hungry. Luckily, the steamers have a solution. We're here with Daisy Lee, and you are the official cook for everyone at Live Steamers, that's right?
Yes, I am. Yeah.
And I hear you make excellent food.
Well, I hope so. I try anyway. I try.
Do you do all the cooking out here? Do you bring it from another location? Or?
Depending on what we have going on the menu, like I bake at home. We don't have an oven here. Okay. So I do bake at home, and then everything else we try to prepare here.
Sounds good, because I know it must be a lot of work because you got a lot of people here working, tons of trains going all the time. And if you at home want to be able to cook as good as Daisy here, we have a class for you to check out. It's sushi making. Juanita Adame is going to tell you all about it.
Sushi chef Andy Matsuda makes it look really easy.
And one side all the way up, 1. Second, and bring it down to the 2. 3 corner, same, and then the right. 4. 5 at the right in the middle. And 6. So easy, right?
His creations that seem to come to life right before his students' eyes are just a few of the techniques he teaches during his sushi making classes.
We're using for rice cooker, so we need to know how to cook the rice.
From everything to making the perfect sticky rice to picking the best seaweed wrap, Chef Matsuda makes sure not to leave any questions unanswered.
Sushi, S-U-S-H-I, su is a rice vinegar. Shi is a rice. So vinegar rice is going to be a sushi.
He even shows students a way of cutting and slicing fruits and vegetables that is far from traditional.
And you can do a rotate. And then we bring it out. So we have a second one to put in here.
Born in Kobe, Japan, Chef Matsuda has worked in fine sushi bars and restaurants all over the world. When he was younger, he worked for a master chef in Japan whom he says wasn't so eager when it came to passing down sushi making tips.
No teach me anything. You have to do steal the techniques. Oh, he started making something, he's gonna go to buy the coffees, and then I need to go to coffee.
This made him driven not only to learn, but to teach students who were at one time just like him.
So they're making for us, the Japanese way is so making a hungriness of a learning process.
In 2002, he opened the Sushi Chef Institute and since then has taught more than 2,000 people. The school is located on Van Ness Avenue here in Torrance.
So much demand because as I can see the United States, sushi booming is in restaurant open, about 100 restaurants and 200 restaurants per year.
Chef Matsuda has no plans on slowing down and says as long as there are people interested in learning about sushi, he's willing to teach them. Reporting for Spotlight Torrance, I'm Juanita Adame.
If you're interested in learning the creative culinary art of making sushi, make sure to contact the Sushi Chef Institute at 310-782-8483 or visit sushischool.net. With our bellies full from Daisy's great lunch, it was time to learn about train safety, thanks to Operation Lifesaver. All right, we're here talking with Andy. You're with Operation Lifesaver, and you're here at Live Steamers to help promote safety, not just at live steamers, but amongst trains in general, correct? Tell us about your organization.
Okay, Operation Lifesaver was founded in 1972 by a couple of Union Pacific employees in Idaho that were tired of all of the fatalities that were happening at grade crossings, all of the trespassing issues, and it spread nationwide. Unfortunately, California is #1 in fatalities. We're working hard to make sure that that becomes a lesser number. We'd like to see it go to 0. We know it never will, but the more frequently we can be out in the public telling them that tracks are not places to play, that railroad grade crossings do in fact have danger, even though they have the arms that come down. There's still a lot of grade crossings in the country that have just what we call the crossbuck and no other protection.
Thing is, if you want to have some fun with trains, you should come here to California Live Steamers. That's where you have the fun.
Come ride with us.
That's right.
And hopefully we get you hooked.
With our new train safety knowledge, we head over to learn about the newest addition at Live Steamers, the Blue Line. Built by Kelly Smith, at over 20 years in the making, it's a thing of beauty.
It's all electronic. It's on a 36-volt system and wheelchair motors. And the batteries are like they use in wheelchairs. They're compact units.
Okay.
This will run about 3 hours. The car itself is a replica of the Blue Line that RTD started out with in Long Beach, Los Angeles. That was the first line back into the overhead wiring systems for LA to Long Beach. Now, of course, it's expanding everywhere, but these cars were the first ones. And I really liked them so much, I decided to build one.
Right.
And the red stripe on this particular car is to commemorate Pacific Electric, which was the past. And they ran for over 4,000 miles a system here in the Los Angeles and Orange County area. So, and Long Beach was the very first line in 1902. So it's kind of repeating itself.
Sure.
But anyhow, I had a lot of fun building this.
As our time at Southern California Live Steamers winds down, we head over to learn a bit about the train we had so much fun riding on. We're here with Charlie Giordano. Around here, you're known as Choo Choo Charlie. Right?
Yes.
Because you know a lot about these trains. And right now, you're going to tell us a bit about the steam-powered engine we got right behind us here, the CP #2.
Yes, California Pacific #2. This is owned by Jim Berryman, one of our members, and I've been kind of apprenticed by him into learning how steam locomotives work and operating them and whatnot. And I'll go around and I'll show you guys how everything works on it. What this locomotive is a 3 3/4 inch scale replica of a locomotive that a company named Baldwin Locomotive Works built. That prototype would have ran in Maine, 2-foot gauge actually. Like the gauge out here is 4 feet 8.5 inches. This would have ran on 2-foot gauge track, a little bit smaller than what they run at like Disneyland. But it's a real steam locomotive, so it's got a real fire, oil fired. Oil pretty much drips into what's basically like a paint sprayer, and it gets atomized or vaporized. Gets ignited by a torch or whatever your fire source is, and that continues to burn as the locomotive's operating, which boils water in the boiler, which then rises in pressure up to about 100 to 120 psi, which the locomotive release valves will pop off at. This locomotive has real air brakes right here for the train. These are your gauges, tank pressure, train line pressure, injectors, which allow water to go into the boiler, which as the locomotive is running, the water is slowly it has to be replenished because it's creating steam. This is your water glass right now. As you can see, it's all filled up with water right now. That's my sight glass blowdown, which I can get an accurate reading by blowing out bubbles or crud that builds up in the locomotive. These are all my firing tools right here, which can regulate the fire, fuel valve and whatnot. Dynamo for electricity, it's a steam-powered generator. This is a steam-powered air compressor, which is that pump you hear clicking up there. Direction, forward, reverse, neutral, Johnson bar, and this is the locomotive brake, and that's pretty much all there is to it.
So Charlie, thanks a lot for giving us the lowdown on how the steam engine works. There's obviously a lot of technical knowledge, a lot of synchronization you got to get right in working these things and fixing them up and keeping them maintained. And some might say synchronization like synchronized swimming. Over at the Torrance Plunge, they're training right now for Aquacade, and Deja Charles is going to give you the coverage.
It's the beginning of the Aquacade program, and 40 girls are stretching out to practice their synchronized swimming routines.
We have them separated into 5 groups, so they'll be doing routines based on these groups. Some of them will be doing smaller routines and larger routines.
Coaches Christy Wan and Grace Larea, who are also swimmers in Aquacade, says there's been a few differences within the 5-decade program.
I was doing Aquacade. I was one of the youngest girls. I started when I was 8, and all the girls were older. They were like 13, 14, 15, and now we see a lot more younger girls being involved in the Aquacade as opposed to older girls.
The synchronized swimming program is offered during the summer as a recreational activity for kids 5 through 17. Some of the kids were attracted to the program for unique reasons.
Water polo is a bit challenging compared to other types of swimming. Speed swimming I just find extremely boring. It's just the laps and laps and even more laps. And synchro has this sense of fun and dance mixed into it. And I'm not very graceful on land, so I have nothing to break in the water.
With August creeping up for the end of the summer show, the coaches and girls start preparing 10-minute routines by age group.
Those 3 days, we have a parent performance, we have opening night, and we have closing night. Those 3 nights are when you have the most fun because you're like, okay, this is what I spent my whole summer working on. It's finally ready to show everybody.
Excited for the final performance, Sharma says Aquacade provides a great way for kids to learn how to swim and dance.
If they want to get a leeway into dance or something and they still want to learn how to swim, it's a more fun way to learn how to swim and accomplish 2 things at once.
For Spotlight Torrance, I'm Deja Charles.
The annual Aquacade Water Show will be held on August 23rd and 24th at the Plunge. For more information and to learn how you can sign your child up for the program next year, visit the Community Services website at torranceca.gov. We've had a great time today at Wilson Park with Southern California Live Steamers. All of these trains, they're so detailed and fun to look at, you really should come down and check them out. Bring the family and definitely go for a ride. You won't be disappointed. You've been watching Spotlight Torrance. I'm Shannon Murphy. Thanks for joining us, and we'll see you next time. Southern California Live Steamers offers free public rides the first Sunday of every month from 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. and every third Saturday of the month from 12 p.m. to 3 p.m. at Wilson Park. To make a donation, become a member, or more information, visit SouthernCaliforniaLiveSteamers.com. It's time to blow off a little steam. Oh, yeah.